Something easy. What's your plan for the next extermination? And will you be protecting everyone? Not just your favorite characters?
Dang it, Vox, you broke the fourth wall! Hello, folks. This is Dragon Videos, and if you're wondering why I kinda look like this, well, let's just say episode 3 has been a myriad of pain for me. So that's the episode I'm going to go over for Hazbin Hotel. Be warned of some spoilers ahead. And here we go. No, seriously, that's how the story starts. Right where it left off in episode 1. Charlie being bombarded and trying to recover from the bombshell that Emily had dropped onto her. Once that had sunken in a little bit, she runs over to Vaggie and the crew and tells everyone the great news. The only drawback is her excitement was now clouding her judgment, and when she saw the latest advertisement for Vox Texas Lies, she gets ticked off and decides to send them an email, despite Vaggie telling her not to, ultimately leaving us worried for the... Yeah, later on, we definitely see that Vox and Velvet find the invitation and decide to go over there to get an interview in hopes to see if they can ruin Charlie any further. Yeah, this is not going so well. Meanwhile, Husk, Angel, and Cherry Bomb discuss a little bit about how Sir Pentious actually had gone into heaven and that he was deserving of it. Cherry didn't know him too well aside from the usual fights that he would have with her, so Husk decides to give her a little advice of going into the basement, and she tries to hide her soft self while going to that said basement where Baxter, Sir Pentious' former lab partner, has been. Meanwhile, Charlie tries to show the bees around, with Alistair practically leaving her in the dust. Yeah, this is starting to become worse and worse with each word I'm saying in this review. With that in mind, Charlie tries her best to answer the questions. However, the V's are trying to make things worse than they were with bombarding with horrible questions. Vaggie and Angel Dust try to talk her out of it, but she tries to convince Vox and Velvet that redemption is possible. So now that definitely leaves us more worried than ever when she tries to figure out how Sir Pentious got into heaven in the first place, which resulted in poor Angel being tossed around back to back, and even though he was reluctant to do it, especially because he kind of has a history with Vox and Velvet as much as he has with Valentino, it was soon, kind of discouraged with Husk, with trying to back him up, and God bless, this man actually stood up for Angel when Vox got nasty with him. Now, if I could just have Husk dig his claws into Vox, then I think we'd all be happy at that point. So, they decide to do speedrun with Redemption, with Charlie trying to figure things out and creating the most iconic Wild Western scene of saving the damsel in distress, with Angel dressing up as a cowboy and Husk being the damsel. I swear, Charlie and Vaggie just love shipping these two together as much as the Hazbin Hotel writers. But things go south when Fox decides to cut the brakes, and now there is literal danger going on. Angel immediately goes to save Husk, and Vaggie steps in just before the train mangles them all. And of course, this is where Charlie really blows it, really badly. Vox taunts everyone and even exposes Angel's personal sin, which unfortunately Charlie finally figured out at the worst time. Ultimately, this forces Charlie to revoke the invitation and force Velvet and Vox out. Unbeknownst to them, that they already had some stuff that would make the hotel worse than ever before, and with their said footage, they forced many of the hotel guests to leave, with the exception of Cherry. Speaking of which, while that was all going on, Cherry interrogates Baxter and learns that Sir Pentious had always cared for the Egg Boys. As a result, she soon finds herself rethinking her image about Sir Pentious, and that he was actually a really nice guy who deserved to be in heaven, as we all saw for ourselves. And while Sir Pentious was sad and upset about it, both he and Cherry had a song together where it did reflect their moment of being wanted and feeling accepted with each other. At the tail end of the episode, it becomes grim, with only one glimmer of hope being that Cherry actually stays in the hotel, one of the few guests that actually stick around. And boy, okay, this episode, it wasn't exactly my all-time favorite. I mean, I'm not saying it was flat out awful. I do understand that they're still maintaining some of Charlie's flaws. I mean, after all, she can't immediately grow out of her old habits at just after one season alone because it kind of kills the purpose of character growth, especially for her. But at the same time, even Erica, the voice actor of Charlie, explained that when she looked at the script, she even practically said, "Girl, you know better." And this was definitely a situation that screams that, and I can understand why people are frustrated with her. Heck, even I'm frustrated with her. Even though she's seeing the red flags waving in front of her, and even Angel and Vaggie have been trying their best to kind of get Charlie to see reason in this situation. I do feel bad for Angel, especially when Vox dropped the bomb on them all. Hey, Husk! No, hey, Vox! Guess what? Nobody cares! I mean, yes, he was in hell for killing his dad, but I'm pretty sure he had a valid reason. Angel isn't the type of person who would just kill just cause, even if his life in the mafia wasn't exactly the best. One thing is very clear, that maybe the reason why it happened was because of what happened to his sister, his twin sister. So it does create this sense of depth to Angel's character, as well as one of the things I also liked about this episode is the fact that we finally get to learn a little bit more about the concepts of how Sir Pentious was redeemed and how that redemption can be addressed for everyone else in the hotel. I mean, I'm glad that Charlie got that realization. I just wish it was at a better time. MVP, okay. I guess Husk could probably fit this. I'm sorry, Charlie. I know you meant well, but what you did wasn't exactly the best of decisions you have made this far in the series. It's only going to get worse. As for Husk, the reason why I chose him is because even though he agreed with Charlie's idea, even if it was out of line, you have to admit, I do appreciate of how he was a little bit more proactive compared to how he was in season 1. He's actually voicing his own opinions, as well as it was nice that he actually stood up against Vox when he was helping Angel try to gain some confidence. Even if her redemption was off key, it definitely showed up how much Husk was being the voice of reason half of the time. And I do love the fact that when he was trying to talk to Angel when he was upset, I do admire the fact of how he said how he's careful with his words because he knows he doesn't want to hurt Angel any more than he needs to.
They say time heals all wounds, but the wound.
A great song, but it has a really terrible name. Putting that aside, one of the things I like about it is that we got to actually hear Cherry sing, and I love the duet between her and Serpentius. If you listen to the lyrics closely, you can definitely see of how both of them are reflecting their time together, and that despite the fact that it's usually a turf war, out of all the demons they fought or ever tried to tussle up against, Cherry always seems to make Serpentius feel at home and vice versa for Cherry, which does create an interesting dynamic that I hope gets explored later on. Right now, this is just a very cute ballad of them exploring the new information about their relationship and what they mean to each other at the end of the day. Despite all of their fighting and despite their bickering, they seem to find comfort in each other's company.
Or is bogus. Step 10 to 1 through 9 again.
Well, speedrun to redemption isn't exactly what I would think of as a fan favorite. It's definitely giving chaotic energy and highlights more of Charlie's glaring flaws of how she doesn't exactly know what to do at the time of moment, and sometimes her decisions are very, very brash. However, she does have good faith that Angel can do better and that he is a redeemable character as we as the audience have seen ourselves. It's just, this song is not doing the characters any favor. So, what do you guys think about this episode? What are your highlights? What are your dislikes? Remember to do a like and subscribe. This is Dragon Videos, signing off.